we've also come up with a technology called our gallery screens. And our gallery screens are more than 3 times higher resolution than any screen you've ever seen on a wall with a picture going through it. They are very expensive. It's only going to tie to the higher end pieces of art, but that also allows us to hang them in galleries and museums. And I don't know if you know this to the world here, but about almost 20% of all artwork is non-displayable. It's so valuable that nobody will insure it or ship it or display it. And so the world is missing out on all of this. And we want to bring that back. We want to make that available to them.
I want to underscore a couple of those points and just reiterate that a number of the series that we're going to be launching, historical art pieces, like really important museum works, etc. Just they wanted to be in the NFT space, but they didn't want to do it without basically our technology. So it's like we're the only company they wanted to work with to launch their series with, and we were the only one they're going to. And because that technology was that important, it was critical to them. Whether it's regarding provenance or creative solutions and just kind of the whole combination of what we do. I know there's quite a bit of minting companies out there, but the series we're launching, they're only going to go through us on this stuff. So you guys are going to see some amazing creative works that you just won't see anywhere else. You can't.
And to add to that, David, let's say, hey, listen, I'm not at a point where I can afford a high-end piece of art at $150,000 or $175,000. How do I play here? Play is the word. Remember I said before, we're going to gamify a lot of these things. And you'll be able to go in and buy a key, and you'll be able to go in and use that key to pick up some mold pieces and put them together. And as you're doing this, as you're playing the game, picking up a little bit of the history, because it never hurts to learn a little on the way, having a little bit of fun with it, playing it as a game. And the gamification leads to the opportunity for you to be able to, I'm going to say win, but we're going to use the word bonus, to be bonused with some of those. We're actually looking at giving away $150,000, $175,000 pieces. So, and a greater number of lower value pieces as well. But everybody's on an even keel, and you can come in. It's a great place to grow in the NFT market. And it's a safe place to grow in the NFT market.
All right. So you've heard about how we're doing the Impact Club, how we're going to be allowing the NFT holders, the community, to go ahead and choose where the funds are going to be going to. Some of the proceeds. You've heard about our technology that we're coming out with. So 𝐲𝐶, why don't you go ahead and wrap us up, and let's allow the people to ask questions. If there's anybody out there that wants to ask questions, just request to speak and we'll bring you up. Any last thoughts, David, do you want to share?
No. Yeah, if there's any questions, raise your hand. Feel free.
Perfect. John, any last thought? We're waiting for questions to come up.
No, it's just, it's an exciting new time, and I'm glad to be part of it.
All right. So Channing, talk to us. Channing, you requested to come up on stage. You are live. You just need to take off your mute and ask your question.
Hey, so much for having me on stage. It's an honor. It's really the SMARTMOOSE NFT evolution, really just jumping off. And, thank you for having me on. If you don't mind, I just had one question in regards to artists joining your team, because it's definitely something I'm interested in, especially when it comes to security. Artists work with you with the SMARTMOOSE NFT evolution in regards to their NFT drops.
So I'm going to jump in here. This isn't fully fleshed out, but this was an idea that I proposed to the team that got a really warm response, which is likely the process will be something along the lines of an incubator, where on a seasonal basis, artists would be able to apply and it would be screened potentially by a committee from the DAO, from the holders of this initial drop, or some other curation committee, and that we would be able to bring artists, maybe something like 12 or 20 at a time as a cohort, through a multi-week process where either artwork is created or facilitated. Also, Maria, is it too early to leak anything about the metaverse?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, like painting.
I just don't know where the line, what am I allowed to reveal?
Well, painting murals on the building.
I talk about that all day long.
I'll just say this. I'll say the team is certainly making a metaverse play, and that there'll be an opportunity for display or activity in said metaverse. I won't leak any of the real juicy details, but we'll just say that it's going to be super dope, and will be definitely an opportunity for incubator to flex and maybe to meet there and certainly to be able to display their works and to do kind of like drop parties and release parties and whatnot. So
Yeah.
all of those things. And if you're interested, I would just say the best thing you could do initially, it looks like I was following you already, so it looks like we're probably in some shared communities or whatever. I would just say drop me a line or drop SmartMoose a line directly.
Actually,
And
Shan,
yeah, we'll
jump
make sure
into
you're
our
on a list
Discord.
and all
Jump
that.
into our Discord. That's how we meet and talk to our artists. So if anybody here is interested in continuing the conversation or finding out more about SmartMoose, jump into our Discord and engage with us, because that's where you can find the founders, and we can tell you all about those processes and the future projects, a little bit more than we can discuss in a public Twitter space.
No,
Yeah,
I can add one or two little comments here to what you've already said, is the fact that we don't just release other people's NFTs. That's not what we're really doing. Everything is curated. So in other words, we work with the artists and we bring them. We want your product to be able to have its best day in the sun, and that's going to include our technologies and working with the artists to do that. So I think that's a real important part of it, the visual storytelling.
Perfect. Thanks. Are there any more questions?
All right, maybe we're good to move in. Yeah, any other closing thoughts, comments, or just wind down? Really appreciate our wonderful founders jumping on stage and giving us a little glimpse into what you have been just working on so long. And love the platform, love the brand. Can't wait to see this just thrive. Really wanted to thank all of the listeners as well for spending your valuable time with us. It's great to just start building our community. This is just among the very first few steps into kind of the sunshine, as it were. We've all been working hard on this for months and months, and the founders even for much longer than that. I've been on it for months. It feels like quite a long time. It's been great to build relationships and see this platform actually start to form and come to life. And the next key ingredient to really activate things is certainly the community. So with this Impact Club and just with the larger quote unquote herd, the herd of the SmartMoose herd, we're looking to onboard community members, people that are interested to learn more about Web3, interested to learn more about sovereignty, about metaverses, about brand building, and all these things in between. We'll be doing all kinds of educational things, many of which are certainly in the Discord. So I would say a strong prompt to join by following certainly the SmartMoose NFTs main account that's up here in hosting. Also, you can check out the website, smartmoose.com, and that's where you can find all kinds of information about this upcoming drop, about the platform itself, and certainly about the Impact Club. And there you can sign up for the newsletter as well as for the private sale for the upcoming drop.
And you can hear about our next Twitter spaces that are coming up. And the next one we're going to talk about is the metaverse. And we will be having our NFT launch party in the metaverse, so stay tuned for that one.
All right, let's go. Thanks again for joining in. Yeah, let's rock and roll. I think you can shut the space down. I think we're good to go.
Awesome.